Welcome to this week's lesson and video. This week we're going to return to Joe's garage. Last week we were at the junkyard, so let's go back to the environment. Select an airport. We're going to leave. We're in the junkyard now. We're just going to go one click above to Joe's garage in high definition, which is really cool because you got a lot here that we can fly around again. You've flown here for the first couple, but now we're going to go a little bit of an exploration, if you will, for what you're looking for. And then you're going to send your instructor, not a video this week, but just a series of answers via email. So pretty easy one this week. Have a little bit of fun. Going to send you on a little bit of what I would call a scavenger hunt, if you will. So we're going to call this lesson the scavenger hunt lesson. So sometimes you need to use a drone to find something. So we're going to take Joe's garage and we'll load that up. So you'll see we change. Now again, we want our gadgets. So we want our navigation guides, which by this point should be set up to what you want. We're going to take our radio. Boom. I'm going to do another one here just to give you a sense. These are the binoculars. So as if you remember, that's not a view you can technically use, but we're going to put that one over here. And then we're going to pick up the viewport as well. We're going to highlight the viewport. So it's got this time it doesn't have a yellow line because it's a yellow ground. So it's got a little red line around it. So I know that's highlighted. Going to go to the camera type and choose our live first person view feed or FPV feed. And remember, you could always hit F4 to do that as well. So that makes it a little easier. So we have our whole setup again, and we're ready to go. So what is the first thing we do? You know what it is. We go through our pre-flight checklist. And again, we're just simulating this. You can't walk up to the screen and look at the props, look at the gimbal, but I want you to read it off for that factor of repetition and becoming. I want this checklist to become almost second nature in your mind, so that if you didn't have a piece of paper in front of you, you would go through the checklist anyway. Once you have your checklist, you're going to go up, you're going to yaw, direction, okay, then we're going to straighten it out. That's our control check. We're going to roll right, roll left. Well, maybe we better yaw back again. I overdid it with the stick a little bit there. And here we go. We'll roll. And that seems to be working. We're going to pitch. And we're going to pitch back. Now remember, if we get to a point where the drone, you'll start to see it. So you can see it here on mine. All right? You can say, okay, this drone is spinning, but the stick is in the middle. It should not be yawing. So this will happen. So let me go ahead and land. And let me go in here for a second to our simulation. Select controller. All right, make sure you have the right controller pick. I am using the Interlink X. And now what I want to do is calibrate this. So it says center all controls. So I'm going to want to do that. Make sure everything's centered. Make sure the trim themselves are centered. And then we hit next. Then you'll see what it says. Move both sticks up, down, left, and right to their extents. Exercise all switches and knobs as well. Make sure you move each control to both extremes. So I'm going to do the left-hand one. You'll see I'm up, down, to the left, to the right. So I have all those. I'll do the other one. To the left, to the right. You'll see I move the knobs, Make sure to put them back. And I moved all those, and then I hit finish. And hopefully my control will get a little bit more steady. And notice I am no longer yawing. I wanted you to see that. That can be something you need to do every time. It'll depend on how you use the sticks. It may be something you have to do every once in a while, every so many flights. But be aware, you saw it there, you saw I wasn't touching anything, but the drone continued to move. So I didn't have complete control over the drone. So remember that. Simulation, select controller, make sure you have the right controller, and then you can calibrate. Okay, so now on to the lesson. Let's assume we've done our control checks, we fixed everything. I'll yaw again. I roll. Oh, much nicer. Much nicer. And a good solid hover there. All right, excellent. So my drone is acting the way it should. It's reacting to the controller the way it should. My telemetry is there. My navigation guides, other elements of telemetry are there. So I'm all set. So what is my job now? Well, my job is to go on a 5-item scavenger hunt here. So item number 1. What is the price of regular gasoline at Joe's garage? All right, so, oh, look at that. There's a gas station. So I can go over to the gas station, and look, there's a sign. So I would need to go up there, figure out which one was regular gas, and send that price as number 1, gas station price, regular gas, cost X amount of dollars. You're going to fill in the blank, and you're going to tell us then what it is. The other thing I may use a drone for is perhaps I need to find some things out. So I always like this one because the Yo Toyota truck, that's the one from, you may recognize it, those of you who watched Toy Story during the pandemic. I got to watch those again, so I remember it. What I'm going to look for there is tell me the license plate number on the red truck and send that to your instructor. There's also a gasoline or a fuel truck. I'm going to look for that. Okay, then I'm going to have you fly around, and you're going to give me the license plate number of the gas truck, the fuel tanker. Now you're going to fly all around this area looking for things, but the other thing I'm going to have you look for is, you can see that hangar in your viewport there, so I'm going to fly towards there. And you can see it both in the hangar and now on the big screen, that yellow plane. On the tail of that yellow plane will be a tail number. I would like you to write that tail number down and send that to your instructor as well. So I've pretty much shown you the first 4. So what is the last one we're looking for? There are 2 things. Oh, look, we have a nice binocular view of our drone there. So as we go up higher, we can see where it is. Let's see if we come down in front of anything. Can you see it? So you can see our binocular view. All right, now look around here. I'm going to pan and yaw all around. There's not that much to look at. You got a gas station. Okay. You have a sign. You have a water tower, a house, and a hangar for the most part. Somewhere in all of these items is a garden gnome. It is hidden in this exercise. So your last question you're going to answer is, where is the garden gnome? Okay, so you're going to have to fly this entire area. So it could get boring after a while. Turn up your wind speed, turn up your turbulence, have some fun, make it difficult to fly. Look how nice and steady that drone is staying right now after I calibrate it. And find that garden gnome. Now, for extra credit, if you want to send a 6th thing, behind that gas station is a trash can. Take a look at what's in the trash can and send your instructor that. So these are the 6 things. The 6th one is extra credit. So here's the 5th thing, worth 20 points each. What is the price of regular gasoline? You're going to send that as number 1. What is the license plate of the red truck at the gas station? What is the license plate number of the tanker truck at the gas station? What is the registration number on the tail of the yellow plane in the hangar? Where were you able to find the garden gnome? And lastly, what did the contents of the trash can behind the gas station look like if you would like extra credit? In other words, if you couldn't find the garden gnome. Once you've completed your exercise, you're not sending a video in, so you can just land your drone wherever you'd like. And we'll see you in the next video. Look forward to getting those emails.